It was a calm evening in the city, just after sunset. The streetlights had begun flickering on, casting a warm orange glow over the pavement. People moved like quiet waves, some headed home, others buried in their phones. But amidst all the motion, there was one person who stood still. She wasn't doing anything special. Just standing near the corner flower shop, looking at the marigolds. Her auburn hair caught the streetlight just right. It wasn't styled, it was slightly messy, like she didn't expect anyone to notice. She wore a faded denim jacket over a forest green dress with a deep neckline, just enough to look elegant but effortless. Her boots were dusty, and she held a paper bag like she'd been walking for hours. Kabir saw her from the other side of the street. He didn't know why he noticed. He never looked up much these days, not after what happened 3 months ago. But that day, his eyes wandered. Maybe it was the way she tilted her head. Or the way she looked at the marigolds like they were more than flowers. He didn't know yet that this moment would burn itself into his memory forever. He wasn't doing well. Wore the same black blazer he always did, but now it was wrinkled, his white shirt unbuttoned one too many. His dark brown hair was messier than usual, and his eyes carried something heavy. Regret? Guilt? No one could tell. Not even him. He leaned against the lamp post, quietly watching. Not in a creepy way, just in that lost, far-away kind of way. Like he was trying to remember something through someone else's life. The girl looked up for a moment. She didn't smile. She just looked. Straight into his eyes, not long, not intensely, but just enough to make the world pause. Then she walked on. And that should have been it. A stranger. A moment. A city. But something inside Kabir shifted. His phone buzzed in his pocket. He didn't check it. Instead, he crossed the street. Not to chase her. He wasn't that bold. But to stand where she stood. Next to the marigolds. He stared at them, quietly. Smelled the same petals. He didn't know what he was looking for. Maybe a trace of whatever it was that made her stop. Maybe he just wanted to feel anything. The florist glanced at him, curious. Want to buy something? Kabir shook his head. No. Just standing. The old man nodded and turned away. People were strange all the time in cities. The lights flickered again. A breeze passed. Kabir stood still. He didn't know her name. He didn't know why she looked sad. He didn't even know why he felt sadder than usual. But he felt something. After a long, long time. Kabir didn't expect to see her again. But sometimes, fate has strange habits. It was just 2 hours later, at a quiet tea stall near the end of the street. He was sitting there alone, a chipped ceramic cup in his hands, staring at the steam. The city had slowed down. Fewer cars, quieter footsteps. The hum of a lonely violin from a distant busker. And then, she walked by again. Same girl. Same dusty boots. Same green dress. But this time, she was looking around like she was searching for something. Their eyes met again. She paused. And for a few seconds, the street noise faded. Did you find what you were looking for? Kabir asked, softly. She blinked, surprised. Sorry. At the flower shop, he said, a gentle smile tugging at his lips. You looked like you were searching for something. The girl hesitated. Then gave a half smile. Mira shook her head. Just passing through. Visiting an old place. Kabir noticed her voice, soft, but tired. Like someone who had spoken too little for too long. They sipped their tea in silence. I used to come here with someone, she said after a while. The flower shop. The marigolds were his favorite. Kabir nodded. Someone important. Mira didn't answer. Just stared into the cup. And then she got up. Thanks for the tea. And just like before, she walked away. But this time, Kabir stood up too. Wait, he said. Are you okay? She turned. Her eyes welled slightly. No, she whispered. But I will be. Then she disappeared into the misty streetlight glow. The next day, Kabir found himself walking to the flower shop again. Not because he was looking for her, but because he wanted to feel that moment again, that brief silence where the world paused. He bought a single marigold. And as he turned to leave, he heard footsteps behind him. It was Mira. No green dress today. She wore a long beige sweater over worn jeans, her hair tied up, eyes hidden behind dark glasses. You followed me, she teased, half smiling. Kabir laughed softly. You followed me first. She shrugged. I guess I needed something. Kabir offered her the marigold. For your memory. She hesitated. Then took it gently. You're not from here, he said. No, she replied. This place, it belonged to someone I lost. Kabir didn't press. He didn't need to. I lost someone too, he said. Mira looked at him. My sister, Kabir continued. She used to sit right here at this tea stall. Every Friday. She loved tea. And marigolds. Mira's lips trembled. My father, she said. This was our spot. He died last year. I never came back, until now. Two strangers. Connected by grief. Sitting on a bench surrounded by ordinary life. For the first time in a long while, Kabir felt his pain soften. Mira closed her eyes and leaned back. I think we're both still carrying ghosts, she said. Kabir looked at her. Maybe. Or maybe we're just waiting for someone to see us. Mira opened her eyes. And smiled. This time, it reached her eyes. They started meeting daily. Not by plan, but by pull. A week passed. They walked the streets, shared tea, sat in silence. Sometimes they talked about meaningless things, movies, dogs, food. Sometimes they didn't talk at all. But Kabir noticed small things. Mira always counted her change twice. She never crossed streets without looking both ways, even when empty. And she always touched the marigolds before leaving. She was delicate. Mira's eyes were soft. I do. Kabir nodded slowly. I understand. She stepped closer. I'll come back, she said. When? When I stop blaming myself. Kabir reached out and gently brushed a raindrop from her cheek. You already have, he whispered. She looked down. What if you're not here when I return? Kabir smiled. Then leave a marigold at the stall. I'll find it. And in that moment, no kiss was needed. Only the rain between them. And the feeling that maybe, just maybe, healing had begun. Kabir stood at the flower shop. Same tea stall. Same marigolds. A full year had passed. He still came every Friday. Not because he was waiting, but because that memory had turned into something beautiful. He bought a marigold and placed it. Sometimes, it's not the years or the memories that change us, it's just one day. One moment. One person we almost walked past. If this story touched your heart, leave a like, share it with someone who needs hope, and tell us your favorite moment in the comments. And if you believe in the power of ordinary stories that move the soul, hit subscribe and be a part of our growing family here at the Robbie Story. New emotional stories every week, crafted for hearts like yours.